Hey guys, it's me, M. I just want to tell everyone thank you so much for following my blog and supporting me through throughhereyes.info. I really appreciate everyone who has subscribed and even those that just drop in just to see what I have to talk about. Thank you for your support. Well, I am dropping a new blog tonight, and it's going to be a two-part series, and it talks about domestic violence. Domestic violence is not only very, very serious, but it's also a personal matter that is extremely dear to my heart. I want everyone out there to know, whether you're a male or female, that there is a way out, and we're going to talk about those things, especially in part 2 of my new post. I want to share with you guys a story. It's funny because I've sat here for like the last couple of hours just trying to figure out, what do I actually want to talk about? What am I going to say? So my husband's like, just say what's on your heart, and that's what I'm going to do. I just want to reflect on a story that happened to me about about 12 and a half years ago. I was pregnant with my daughter, had my daughter, and of course, for anyone out there that's ever given birth, you know that you are just down on your back for several weeks. So about 6 weeks after my C-section, my girlfriend calls me and says, okay, it's time for you to get out the house. She was like, we need to just have a girls' night. Wonderful. So at the time, my ex-husband and his mother, they were both staying with me in my apartment, and yes, it was mine. And so she agreed to watch my daughter, and so I went out with my friend. We went to this bar that was in Portsmouth, Virginia, just having a really, really good time. I just enjoyed just being out of the house. And I remember that there was this guy there that knew my friend, and so he was just kind of talking to her, very innocent. And he was like, oh, I haven't seen you in such a long time. Let me buy you and your friend a drink. So we were like, okay, great. There's nothing, nothing wrong with that. So I get this text message from my ex who says that I'm on my way. So I'm thinking to myself, this was supposed to be a girls' night, but look, I don't want no drama, so fine, whatever, do what you want. So he gets to the bar, and the guy's still having very, very small, light conversation with my friend, and he asks, are you guys good? Do you still want another drink? So, my ex-husband, he just starts going off on this guy, just, cursing him out, telling him that he's being disrespectful, and just all these different things. So apparently the guy had all these other people that were with him, and so they all came over like, are you okay, or what have you. So of course my ex-husband pipes down a little bit, but still continues to create an environment of chaos. So the people at the actual facility we were at asked us to leave. Not a problem. Things happen. But I remember just sitting there, just on my drive home, and I'm like, as soon as I get home, it's going to be some drama. It's going to be really, really bad. He and my best friend got into a big argument, all his fault. She didn't do anything. And he just started really like cussing her out and threatening her, and her husband showed up and, got her in the car, what have you. But I just told myself, as soon as I get home, it's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but something crazy is going to happen. Just to give you a little background, we lived in this apartment complex to where there were 3 floors, and we lived up on the 3rd floor. So as we were getting to the 1st floor, just all the way up to the apartment, he was just cursing at me and just telling me how I fucked up and all of this was his fault. He was at home chilling or what have you, and that I set up the entire thing for him to, get us kicked out. And if I wasn't such a slut or a whore, then none of this would have happened. And I'm thinking to myself, like, you weren't invited in the first place, so I'm not understanding how this was a setup at all. But, I was just trying to keep down the argument. So we got up right to about the 3rd floor, and I still remember him grabbing me by my face and then grabbing my neck. And I smile only because I reflect on what I've gone through and what I've actually conquered and what God has allowed me to conquer. But I remember him grabbing my neck and holding me over the balcony, and I wanted so bad to scream so someone could hear, but he was choking me so hard that the ability to be able to scream just didn't exist. So I do remember the tears just pooling down my eyes and my legs just kicking the wall, just hoping that someone would hear this chaos and open up the door. So his mother, actually, who's in our apartment, opened the door. So he starts cursing at her, and he's just like, get the fuck away, like, you fucking bitch, like, go back in the house, it's not your problem, I'm gonna fucking kill her. So he's holding me over the balcony, and I remember just feeling the roughness of the wood behind my back. and then looking backwards and just seeing the bottom of the stairs. And I'm like, he's lost it. And if he lets go at any second now, I'm going to lose my life. I'm like, God, please just take care of my daughter. Do not leave my daughter in his presence. Do not leave my daughter in his care, but please just watch over her and protect her. I was terrified, guys. Like, that was probably one of the most terrifying, and I say one of the most because there were several, but that was definitely in the top 5 most terrifying nights of my life. And just sitting here I just remember like my heart just like beating out of my chest and just seeing the rage in his eyes and the hate and discontent. And when a person like that loses control, then they have no control over their actions. So any slight letting go of my neck and just pushing me over, I would have, if I didn't die, I would have probably been paralyzed. So to this day, I am thankful that God saw favor in me to allow me to live. But I share that with you because I was scared. I didn't know what to do. I had family, but no one lived locally. My sister lived about 2 hours away. And I was just embarrassed. Like, I was embarrassed because I am me. I have all of my shit together. So to have to call and tell my mom that I'm being abused, or to tell my sister, I need you to rescue me, I felt like that just wasn't in my stars. And I share this with you because someone hitting you or you hitting someone is not okay. No one should ever hit you. If you and your partner are upset, we are all human beings. We all get upset. We all get frustrated. But you need to learn to walk away. And so through therapy and through just getting older and other resources, I have found more constructive ways to deal and to channel with the upset I may be feeling at that moment. I will definitely say that's one of the things that I admire most about my current marriage is that we know when we are upset with one another, or if we've had a rough day and it's time to separate rooms, and that we come back when we can have a constructive conversation. I haven't always had that. And I need everyone to know that hitting you or you hitting someone is not okay. I don't care the amount of I love yous or the amount it won't happen again. It's gonna happen again, and it's not right. If you feel that you don't have a way out, you have a way out. There are resources, there are shelters, there are people around you. Get over being embarrassed. Like, the judgment should not even be there if you are surrounded by people that you really consider your family and your friends. Like, you need to reach out because it is not okay. I don't care what he says. I don't care what she says. I don't care if it's, oh, I was just drinking, or I was just, I just had a rough day. It won't happen again. It will happen again. It will. And you cannot fix anyone. You cannot change anyone. They have to acknowledge that there is a problem first and foremost, and then they have to want to fix themselves. I had to learn that. I wanted so bad to mold this man into the person that I wanted him to be, and to fix all of his past hurt, because I'm me. I fix everyone. I'm used to just being a nurturer. I lived in a world all my own, because that's not accurate. Again, hitting is not okay. And if he or she is hitting you, they have got to go, okay? The pain that you feel, the trauma that you feel from it all, it's not fair to you. If you have children, it's not fair to your children. Let it go. Let them go. Find a safe place. Find somewhere to where you can be able to express your emotions, a place, a person that can help you get out of that situation. I stayed long enough, and fortunately God did see favor in me to where he knew that that is not how my life was going to end. And I beg of you, and I plead with you, please open up your mind, open up your circle, to where if you need help and you need to get out, lean on those people that you can trust. Again, please continue to follow me on throughhereyes.info. I have so many more things that I want to share with the world that I really feel that can bless a lot of people. Throughhereyes.info. And you can also follow me on Instagram at throughhereyes.info. Peace, love, and I hope this has helped someone tonight.